going on, guys? Greg here. Let's talk about John Wick. John Wick came out in 2014 and was directed by Chad Stahelski and David Leitch. And I want to talk about John Wick. The reason why I want to review it is because I am so freaking pumped about John Wick 2 to come out. I cannot freaking wait for that movie to come out. It's going to be so amazing. It's going to have so much action, so much murder, so much depth to it. I can't wait. I freaking love John Wick, and I cannot wait to see the second one. So let's talk about who stars in this one. John Wick is starring Keanu Reeves as John Wick, Michael Nyqvist as Viggo Tarasov, and Alfie Allen as Losif Tarasov. So let's get into John Wick, what this movie is about. This movie is about John Wick. He lost his wife. That was a pretty sad moment, I felt. He lost his wife, and he comes home, and he's extremely sad. And then knock, knock at the door. All of a sudden, there's a little puppy there saying, "Hey, I'll always love you. I'm your wife. I'm dead now. Here's a dog to basically replace me." But he gets this dog, and he ends up growing this attachment to it. He falls in love with it, and it's his new comrade. It goes with him everywhere he goes. And then one day, John Wick is at a gas station pumping his gas. And then there's a kid that's admiring John Wick's really nice car, the character of Losif. And John Wick and him have this little spat where they go back and forth, where Losif is coming up to John Wick, and he's like, "Oh, I really like your car, man. I really like your car." And John Wick's like, "Thanks." and he's like, "Yeah, I really like it." And he's like, "How much?" "It's not for sale." And then Losif creeps through his window, and in Russian, he's being a jerk, and he goes, "Everything has a price, bitch." And then John Wick comes back with, "Not this car, bitch." No, he doesn't say that, but he says something roughly around that, and it just sends this kid off in the wrong direction, and he does not like John Wick. So then John Wick gets home later that night, and he gets hit in the back of the head, and he gets beat up, and he gets super beat down by this guy, this Russian kid who he just met. And that was the wrong choice, because little did he know John Wick is like this huge, super cool, like gun shooter fighter dude who's trying to leave his past in the past. But he basically just got rewoken, and now John Wick has to go seek revenge on this guy, because guess what? While he was getting beat up, his dog was murdered. Oh! When his dog was murdered, I was like legit sad. I'm more of a cat guy than I am a dog guy. But when that dog got murdered, it was a little pup. It was so cute. Okay, but I have to pull myself together, get past this dog situation. But just as sad and dark as it was to lose the dog, there was an extreme purpose for that, because that was like his last connection to his wife that had just passed away. That was like his last little shred of love that he could hold physically. Now the rest is just going to be mental and memory, and it's like, imagine losing somebody you love, and then you have something that's taken away from you by some entitled jerk. I mean, you'd want to pretty much go get revenge on them, right? The only difference is John Wick can do it. He's got the guns. He's got the bronze. He knows what to do. But I really, really appreciated that they killed the dog, unfortunately. But I was really happy that they did that, because that really sent off John Wick into this rampage of going to go and killing hundreds of people. But the best part is John Wick isn't just going and killing hundreds of people. John Wick is basically getting revenge for his wife and for his dog and for his car that ended up getting stolen as well. And so all of his moves are completely justified. And basically, you're just like, go for it, dude. Go for it. Kill these idiots. Go get them. So now let's talk about some of the characters and their acting performances. Keanu Reeves as John Wick. I loved this performance. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say that Keanu Reeves' performances aren't all, in a way, pretty similar. I mean, look at The Matrix, look at like The Lake House, look at Speed. He has that voice, that dark, deep voice where, any excitement or not excitement, he always kind of sounds like this. So you definitely got a lot of that Keanu Reeves voice in it, but you know what? Who cares? Because I want to talk about the way he shoots. This dude shoots so amazing. He just busts into a room, and he's like, this dude unloads like 3 or 4 shots into each person. He's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, dude, you must have like unlimited ammo in Call of Duty or something, because like you cannot expect to go in and take out hundreds of people and be wasting like 5 or 6 shots in each body part. But for real, I really loved Keanu Reeves' performance in this, and that is one of the hugest reasons why I am hugest. But that's one of the biggest reasons why I cannot wait to see John Wick 2, because they refer to him in John Wick as the boogeyman, because he's that good at killing. Now let's talk about Michael Nickfist as Viggo Tarasov. He plays like the big bad guy. He's the older big bad guy. I actually really enjoyed his character. He doesn't have a huge role in the movie. He doesn't do much. But what I really liked about him is in a lot of other movies that are similar to this type of movie, usually the big bad guy is huge and he's got tattoos everywhere, or he's missing an eye, and or he's got gold teeth, or he's really buff and menacing and crazy. And what I really liked about this character is he was not any of that. He honestly just seemed like your average dad. He wasn't menacing. He wasn't terrifying. You just knew that he was a bad dude. And I really liked that they didn't try to make him seem like a crazy dude, because that would have just, I think that would have just came off corny. We don't need any of that, do we? But let's talk about Alfie Allen as Losif Tarasov. Okay, let's get into this guy. I cannot stand this dude. Oh my gosh. Like, from the minute you see him and he's trying to buy John Wick's car, he's just a douche, front and front. It's like, oh my gosh, man, you are a douchebag. And then he goes and he beats up John Wick to almost to the brink of death, steals his car, and kills his dog. And then finally, the dad finds out that Losif went and beat up John Wick and stole his car and killed his dog. And the dad is just like, you idiot, do you know what you just did? And he's like, what? And he's like, do you know who you messed with? You're such an idiot. And the guy's like, what, what's the big deal? It's just some dude and his stupid dog. And he's like, that's not just any dude. And this is my favorite part of the movie. It's the funniest part to me. I don't know if it was meant to be hilarious, but I like rewound it like 3 times and was cracking up hilariously. And what happens is the dad, he starts talking to his son about the legacy of John Wick, of who he is. And it gets really like quiet, and there's like a fire, and it gets dark, and there's like these creepy words coming out. And basically the dad is like, John Wick is a man who's done things. John Wick is a badass. We call him the boogeyman because of the things that he's done. When you killed his dog, you basically just killed all of us. Now I have to make it right to save your life. Okay, that's not like the exact words, obviously, that he says. It's way more deep, and it's really way more impactful, to where he's trying to tell his son, who just killed his dog, like, this is how bad you just messed up. And then I love it because the dad is telling him, like, do not fight this guy. Do not mess with this guy. Do not do anything. This guy is the boogeyman. There's a reason he's called the boogeyman. And the son follows up after hearing all that with this: I will go fight him. I will go kill that guy. And the dad turns around and he goes, did you not just hear a fucking thing I just said? This kid is such a freaking idiot. He's just like, I didn't hear anything you just said about John Wick. I'm just going to go kill him. And no, you're not, dude. It's John Wick. This dude just took out like 30 guys in his apartment, like, or his house, whatever, dude. You're not going to fight him. But ultimately, it's a very subtle, good story. I really enjoyed the story, the motives, the motivation, why he needs to go fight all these guys. He's not just some dude who just goes around killing everybody. He's got to do it because he's seeking revenge. And if he doesn't do it, they might try and kill him, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Chain reaction, domino effect. But I really like it. It's a lot of action. I think this is definitely a guy movie. If you're a girl who likes action movies, then you'll love it too. But I know my wife is always like, oh my gosh, I don't want to watch John Wick. It's just shooting. And I'm like, yeah, shooting. But definitely check this out if you have not seen it. And if you've seen this review and not seen it, well, I just spoiled a lot of stuff, so sorry about that. But what I'm going to rate John Wick the first John Wick, is I'm going to rate this a solid 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 because if you're talking a straight movie of character development, story, this movie has a bare minimum of it, I believe. It doesn't have this insane twist. It doesn't have this insane plot structure. It doesn't have this like insane depth and backstory to the characters and get you invested. Honestly, it was John Wick, a good guy, the dad, a bad guy, the kid, an idiot bad guy, and huge amount of shooting. So I can't honestly rate it more than like a 3.5 out of 5. But, you know, that's solid. I think that's pretty good. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching my review. I appreciate it super, super much. If you would please do me a favor, go down below, subscribe, like, and share my videos. Get the word out there. I would really appreciate that too. Comment below and also let me know what you thought of John Wick and what you thought of this review. Thanks again for watching, and when you guys go home tonight, remember to watch a movie, man.